Our focus on this school is fostering learning through the arts. And so that's our theme. So you'll see some of the murals represent the arts, and because we really focus on infusing that into our core curriculum. Children need the arts.
Art is good. It can be fun.
Home Depot was one of our partners. We want some of our kids to grow up and go be the manager there. The William Morris Endeavor Entertainment Talent Agency has developed to provide service to our children. A day of volunteering where individuals are not just talking about helping out our schools. They're coming in and with their own hands are bringing in trees, painting murals, and really doing things that positively affect the lives of our children here at Foster.
All right, let's give a hand for our Foster Back to School pep rally!
It's back to school for Foster Elementary. This Compton campus is celebrating a special giveaway to kick off the school.
Jackie? Scholar of Excellence. Hello? Jackie? Yes?
Hi, Jackie! Hi, Jackie! It's Tom!
So we got together with the National Lacrosse League and got you brand new backpacks and school supplies for all your scholars there. Right, Jackie, we have one more surprise for you. We have to take a break and we'll be right back.
I can't take any more surprises.
Well, you're going to have to. Jackie, we were so impressed with your scholars and the work that you've done to turn the school around that the National Lacrosse League wanted to give you this check for $50,000.
Oh my God!
Well, thank you so very much for looking at this video. It's real. It actually did happen. $50,000 was gone that first week. So listen, I am Dr. Jackie, and I have 2 degrees. I have 1 doctorate in education, administration, leadership, and policy, so I am qualified to be here. The second thing is I also have another doctorate in theology. So I'm a preacher at heart. So if anybody wants to say amen, just say amen. All right, very good. So listen, what we're going to do is I'm going to challenge you to think differently. Partnerships are, to me, one of the best innovative ways to develop education in a different way. So I believe we need the arts back in schools. I believe the arts are very important. And so you remember music and dance and theater and all those things that help students become a better themselves. And so I'm going to go through a 3-day workshop in about 10 minutes, real fast. And so I want you to stick with me because at the end I want to share a story that I think encapsulates everything that we're trying to do, particularly with breaking and disrupting the school to prison pipeline. In fact, we need to do more than disrupt it. We need to kill it off completely. And I think it's definitely possible. So what I do in the district is try to help schools to do similar things, to get partnerships from businesses. There are a lot of people outside of this work that we do, but have a big opinion about what we do. And they like to help, they really do. The problem is oftentimes in education, we don't reach out to get it. And so they're waiting for us to call them because many times they need a tax write-off, that's number 1. Number 2, they like to help honestly and generously in many cases. And number 3, partnerships are just a wonderful way to go, particularly when we have a lack of funding. How many of you know about lack of funding and lack of resources and teachers who come who don't have materials so they have to buy it out of their pockets? And principals like myself say, listen, we don't have it. And let me tell you right now, I'm straight out of Compton this morning. Okay, I'm straight out of Compton. We got a movie, watch it, it's real. It's real, it's real. So I heard you say NWA, but NWA is cool. I like NWA. So with that being said, I have 7 things to talk about. Okay, real quickly. Number 1 is developing a why not mindset. So you guys get this, right? Do you understand why not? Okay, if you don't get it, you don't need to. Let me tell you. Because why not means, why not our kids have the best, right? Why not Us. And no one seems to be able to answer that. For many years, we've always said, why? And I was an impatient educator. I was an impatient principal. I felt my kids needed new playground equipment today. I felt that we needed a new staff lounge so our teachers don't have to sit with just a Coke machine in a room and no couch, or a couch with a hole in it. I felt like, why not have marble? Why not have wood? Why not have a beautiful flat screen television so that when they come in and can have a rest between lessons on prep time? Why not we have the things that Home Depot could bring, that Office Max could bring, that the William Morris Endeavor Talent Agency, which is one of my largest partners in Beverly Hills, they're the largest talent agency in the world, WME-IMG, and they've taken their entire foundation and has poured it into one school, following students from elementary to middle to high school. So that's what we call real pathways, right? Real career pathways. And so part of what I do is, what do partners are able to do? Well, yes, they can give money, and that's good. But let me encourage you to write down a few things that I think are very important. One, never ask for money. Okay, never ask for money. Because if you ask, you just might get it. And then that's all you will get. And I learned that when I asked Walmart for money. I asked them for $10,000. Ooh, I thought it was exciting. And they said, that's all you want? And then I never heard from them again. So we have to learn to think bigger. And I learned to think bigger. And that came out of a conversation of educators who usually think about pedagogy, instruction, curriculum, and test scores. But when you come out of that, you begin to think about other things that are possible, that our scholars can have. I don't call them students. I don't call them kids. We call them scholars because I believe you have to speak into the lives of these young people if you want them to be some. My parents did the same for me. I thought I was rich until I got 30. I found out we were not rich. But I didn't know the things that these kids know today. I didn't know the things that these scholars know today. They know about the lights being turned off, and they know about problems at home. I was told to get out of the room when grown people are having a conversation in one room. So I didn't understand those things that are happening today. But I understand that this why not mindset has to be with the entire school, starting with the leader, having a real big moral compass about this is something great. Then you have to understand that partnerships are not sponsors. So from here on out,
I think everybody in this country should learn.
Who did that? Okay, now I have to go Compton on you. No, just playing. Okay, somebody got scared back there in the back. Yeah, it's real, it's real. Okay. It was a mistake. Everybody just turn back here. Okay. Partnerships are not sponsors. Because when you say I need a sponsor, you're asking for a handout. And I've learned, and let me tell you, I don't claim to be the expert on this, but I will share a few lessons I've learned, is that people don't want to give down. They want to give up. So one of the worst things you can do is talk about, we don't have this, we need this. We want to have this, and we're just so poor, and we're in poverty. Please stop talking that language, because I have had kindergartners ask me for change for a 20. I said, 20 what? $20. They got iPhone 6, okay, at 4 and 5 years old. I don't even have an iPhone 6. Don't ask me. I have a BlackBerry, and it hasn't broken yet. So we have to learn that understanding partnerships with businesses makes sense. And they really want to partner, but it means I'm giving something to you, and you're giving something to me. Our scholars are going to probably work for you one day. And so therefore, there is not just a give me, there is let's work together. That's a mindset that has to change, particularly in public schools, and I can speak that way because I came from the public school, and I'm a product of public schools. So public schools have a problem, though. They need to find their hook. You know, all public schools are named after dead people. Okay? My school was Stephen C. Foster Elementary School. I was the principal of George Washington Carver Elementary School. You know, no one connects with them. And so partnerships really are looking to see what is your mission? What is your vision? What are your goals? And that has to be encapsulated in something short, not a paragraph written anywhere that nobody understands and nobody can articulate. But when you drive past Foster Elementary School now, what you'll see is fostering learning through the arts. So right there is a partnership connection hook, where I was able to articulate that with anyone who I was able to speak to, and they were able to say, you know what, I'd love to bring the arts. So at that particular school, we were able to get dance, photography, music, choir, glee club, instruments with the Grammys, and all of this free of charge, 5 days a week for every single student getting it, not after school, but in the core curriculum, which is not usual because we don't have time for that, right? That's what we begin to think. We just don't have time to fit that in. But guess what? It becomes part of the culture that's expected from your students, from parents, from the staff. And then people begin to think differently. So it's about branding. It's about branding. I learned the art of branding. I heard, why should we, do we have to brag on ourselves? Yes, you have to brag on yourself, but have something to brag about. The best people to brag on are the scholars, okay? One of the things I share with partners and potential partners and people who I begin to talk to all the time, everywhere. On the plane coming back from Hawaii, I was talking about, listen, our scholars are awesome. They're smart. I come from a school district that is in poverty. We have about, 40 to 50% homelessness, 40% foster youth. We have about 22,000 students, and we have challenges, but we have 100% great scholars. When you talk like that, that moves people. That moves individuals that are not trying to hear a sad story, because those stories have been told. But I'm always looking for real models for my scholars. We've had enough role models, they come and go. But I think real models are individuals who can come and talk to these young people and say, this is what I did. Come job shadow with me, come see what I do, and let me show you, because right away, that is very much deeper than the traditional classroom. And what it does is it enhances the traditional classroom. So I have learned that partners can come in many ways, shapes, and forms. So who are you? It's a question that I've asked, and we ask ourselves. It's a question that you have to ask with your leadership team, with your grade levels, with your parents, with the entire community. I remember one of the first things I've always done as a principal is go door to door in my community. I embraced my community. And let me tell you, you can make some good relationships there. Because if you go work in a community, unless you embrace the community, they always think it's them and you. But when I knocked on doors, I got invited in for food. They said, come on in. You're at the door. Sometimes I go to the market. They say, Dr. Sanderlin, you go to the store? Kids see you, yeah, I go to the store too. Yeah, absolutely. I don't live at the school all the time. So what happens is this relationship begins to form. So marketing, and it allowed me to market my school. So I would go with brochures to talk about the greatness of the school. But let me just share this, a big piece. Number 6, cold call. A lot of people ask me, Dr. Sanderlin, how do you, Dr. Jackie, I changed my name, by the way, about 4 months ago, so just flow with that. Cold calling works. Let me tell you, I have found the more educated people are, the less they read. So, you send a letter, oh, my school is this, blah, 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 letterhead, file 13. But how do you get around a cold call? So I'm going to explain one of the cold calls. This is the story I was going to share, and I think it's important. I remember eating in a restaurant, and my husband said, you're going to ask something, huh? Because, we just can't go out and eat. I'm always looking for a partner everywhere we go. And we were in Laurie's, Laurie's Primary Restaurant, Beverly Hills, $45 a plate without alcohol. Real good, right? Expensive. So I'm there, and I said, this would be a wonderful place for my scholars to come learn etiquette. And I had a program called Gentlemen Scholars, where I got every young male and talked about how to be a gentleman and made them dress up every Tuesday. Shirt and tie, stand up, young man, turn around. Give them a hand. They look just like you. And I told them, let's go. And so anyway, I didn't know. So I called and the next day, and I said, this is Dr. Sanderlin. Write this down. Get past the person who answers the phone. I called, and some little girl said, oh, hi, yes. Would you like catering? I said, no, I'd like to speak to the general manager. This is Dr. Sanderlin. She said, okay, is he expecting you? I said, yes. He didn't know it, but he was expecting me. And guess what? I got through. Sometimes you will get through. And I got through, and he said, listen, hello, who is this? I said, listen, I was at your restaurant last night. It was delicious, and I just know a wonderful leader was leading this wonderful organization, and I'm sure he's handsome too. He said, you're right. It's me. He said, where are you calling from? I said, I'm straight out of Compton. Please come and visit us if you can, but I know you wouldn't because that's just too far for you. He said, I'm coming tomorrow. He came and visited the school. To make a long story very short, he walked around to every classroom, and then he was going to leave. And I said to him, I really appreciate you for coming. What? Because I didn't ask for what? Money. And I'm sure he was thinking that. But I said, thank you so much. And he told me, listen, what about you coming to the restaurant? What about you bringing the students? I said, listen, we don't have that on a line item. We don't have that in the budget. He said, you don't need the budget. You know me. And then the next few days, me and about 100 of my gentlemen scholars got on a yellow raggedy bus going down La Cienega and went to this beautiful, beautiful edifice restaurant. And when we got there, they had the red carpet rolled out. Paparazzi was everywhere. I didn't call the paparazzi, they did. Why? Because it made the partnership look pretty good. And so when we got off, I mean, this is real funny, and I'm gonna end on this. One of my students, I told them to wear church clothes because I knew they understand that. I said, wear church clothes. And he came with a suit, a tie, a hat, and a cane, and no socks. He looked like a pimp, I said, you can't wear that. He said, Dr. Sanderlin, this is all I got. I said, well, come on. Let's roll. And we went in there, and let me tell you, we filled up the room like it looks like tonight. And then another partner from the Beverly Hilton Hotel came over, the concierge came over, and trained them how to eat well. So that was another partnership that they developed. That went on for 8 long years. 8 years. Some partnerships will come and give you a day, some a week, but they become relationships. And if I've said nothing today to inspire you, please let me inspire you with this. Think differently. Think out the box. Even think off of the papers. Think off of the Post-its. And think about what is good and what is possible and why not.